Which praise with consonant songs is established as the
simultaneous rising of thousands of suns. The vision of all the demigods was blocked by the Lord's effulgence. Thus they could see neither the sky, the directions, the land, nor even themselves. What? Was present before them. Along with Lord Shiva, saw the crystal clear personal beauty, supreme personality of God, whose blackish body resembles a marga gem, whose eyes are reddish like the depths of a lotus, who's dressed with garments that are yellow like molten gold, whose entire body is attractively decorated. They saw his beautiful, smiling lotus-like face, crowned by a head. The Lord has attractive eyebrows, and his cheeks are adorned with rings. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva saw the belt on the Lord's waist, the bangles on his arms, the necklace on his chest, and the ankle bells on his legs. The Lord is bedecked with flower garlands. His neck is decorated with the Kaustuba gem, and he carries with him the goddess of fortune and his personal weapons like his disc and club. When Lord Brahma, along with Lord Shiva and other demigods, thus saw the form of the Lord, they all immediately fell to the ground, offering their obeisances. Brahma said, although you are never born, your appearance and disappearance as an incarnation never cease. You are always free from the material qualities, and they are a shelter of transcendental bliss, resembling an ocean, eternally existing in your transcendental form. You are the supreme subtle, the most extremely subtle. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme, whose existence is inconceivable.
O best of persons, O Supreme Director, those who actually aspire for supreme good fortune,
pursues form, your Lordship, according to the Vedic Tantras. Lord, we can see all the three worlds in you. My dear Lord, we're always fully independent. This entire cosmic manifestation arises from you, rests upon you, and ends in you. Your Lordship is the beginning, sustenance, and end of everything, like the earth, which is the cause of earth and pot, which supports the pot, and to which the pot, when broken, finally returns. Supreme, you are independent of yourself, and do not take help from others. Through your own potency, carry this cosmic manifestation and enter into it. Those who are advanced in Krishna consciousness, who are fully in knowledge of Bhagavad Shastra, and who through the practice of Bhakti Yoga are cleansed of all material contamination, and see with clear eyes, although your presence is untouched by these qualities. As one can derive fire from wood, milk from the milk bag of the cow, food, grains, and water from the land, and prosperity in one's livelihood from industrious enterprise, so by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, even within this material world, we can achieve your favor or intelligently approach you. Those who are pious all affirm this.
Arrangements appreciated by forest fire become very important when they get water from the Ganges.
Similarly, O my Lord, from whose navel grows a lotus flower, since you have now appeared before us, we have become transcendently happy by seeing your Lordship, whom we have desired to see for a very long time. We have achieved our ultimate goal in life. My Lord, we, the various demigods, the directors of this universe, have come to your lotus feet. Please fulfill the purpose for which we have come. You are the witness of everything from within and without. Nothing is known to you, and therefore it is unnecessary to inform you again. Thank you, Hare Krishna. What shloka?
13.
13, okay. We'll go back to 13. Tam tvam vayam nata samujahanam.
Tam vayam nata samujahanam.
Sarojana bhakti chirepsitartham.
Sarojana bhakti chirepsitartham.
Drishtva gata nirvitam adya sarve Kajadhatvarta iva gangam ambaha
Tvam vayam nada samyujanam
Sarojana bhati chire pikhatam
Drishtva gata nivratam adya sarve
adya sarve
Gajadavarta iva gangamanta
Tvam vayam nata samujihanam
Sarojana bhati chirepshidartham
Drishtva gata nirvitam sarve
Gajadavarta iva gangamanta
Tvam vayam nata samuchihanam
Sarojana bhati chirepshidartham
Drishtva gata nirvitam adya sarve
Gajadavarta iva gangamamba
Tvam vayam nata samujyahanam
Tvam vayam nata samujanam
Sarojana bhati chirepshidartham Vishwagata nivratam adya sarve
Ishvakata Ritam adya sarve
Gajadavarta iva gangam abhiva
Tam vayam nata samujahanam
Sarojana bhati chirepshidartham
Siddhartham
Drishtva nirvitam adya sarve
Ritam adya sarve
Gajadavarta
Okay. Tam, O Lord, Tvam, your Lordship, Vayam, all of us, Nata, O Master, Samujihanam, now appearing before us with all glories. Sarojanaba, O Lord, whose navel resembles a lotus flower, or from whose navel grows a lotus flower. Atichira, for an extremely long time. Ipsita, desiring. Artam, for the ultimate goal of life. Drishta, seeing. Gata, in our vision. Nirvritam, transcendental happiness. Adya, today. Sarve, all of us. Gaja, elephants. Dava arta, being afflicted in a forest fire. Iva, like. Gangam, Ambaha, with water from the Ganges. Translation. Elephants afflicted by a forest fire become very happy. So let's do it together. Elephants afflicted by a forest fire become very happy when they get water from the Ganges. Similarly, O my Lord, from whose navel grows a lotus flower, since you have now appeared before us, we become transcendently happy to see your Lordship, whom we have desired to see for a very long time. We have achieved our ultimate goal of life. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We're not going to look at it, right? The devotees of the Lord are always very
Curious.
Enthusiastic.
eager. Thank you. Eager to
See.
the Supreme Lord.
Face. To face.
But they do not demand that the Lord comes before them, for a pure devotee considers such a demand to be contrary to devotional
Service.
Shri
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches this lesson in the Shikshastaka. Adarshanam marma hatang korotuva. The devotee is always eager to see the Lord face to face, but if he is broken hearted because he cannot see the Lord, even life after life, he will never command the Lord to appear. This is a sign of pure devotion. Therefore, in this verse we
See. Looking.
find. Therefore, we find the word atichira ipsita artam, meaning that the devotee aspires for a long time to
See.
the Lord. If the Lord by his own pleasure appears before the devotee feels extremely happy. As Dhruva Maharaj felt when he personally saw the Supreme Personality of God. When Dhruva Maharaj saw the Lord, he had no desire to ask the Lord for any benediction. Indeed,
Free.
Relax.
give me an S, 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 S. I, M. Simply. Okay. Indeed, simply by
See.
the Lord, Dhruva Maharaj felt so that he did not want to ask the Lord for any benediction. Swanging kritarito smi varang nayache. A pure devotee, whether able or unable to see the Lord, always
Engaged.
in the Lord's devotional service, always hoping that at some may be pleased to
See.
appear
Or.
him so that he can see the Lord.
Face to face.
Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Haribol. Okay, so this verse has to do with happiness, and usually what precedes happiness is an aspiration, often, not always, but happiness comes as a surprise, and that is the way it often is. Just like misery comes as a surprise, or suddenly, you hit a ton of bricks, and you didn't know where it was coming from. Everything's coasting along really nice, and suddenly, brick wall. Well, I remember as a kid, I was when I went to school, I think I was 7, my sister was 6, and I had her. I was driving. We had a bicycle, and she sat on the bar. Those you sit on the bar. So I was a little bit inattentive, and we went right in the ditch. I managed to fall off, and she went right in the ditch with the bicycle. Hare Krishna. So that was unexpected, and it was also unexpected that while riding the bike, a dog might come. After a while, you know which dogs, and they come at you, and they're just ready to, they're a problem. Okay, so everybody wants to be happy, isn't it? Chant and be happy, that's the solution. And, the demigods, and we're demigods too, let's put it that way. We are favored by the Lord. We're not yet pure devotees, so we still have desires. Demigods are living beings that have desires. They're called Sakama Bhaktas. We are all Bhaktas, we are devotees of the Lord, and we have desires. How many people don't have desires? Because if you don't, kiss your feet. Okay, we have desires, okay? Then that's okay. That's all right to have these wishes and the desires. When desires are fulfilled, there should be an element of happiness in life, And even Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita, there cannot be, if there's peace, then there's happiness. And without happiness, there isn't any peace. So let's get peaceful, and then happiness will manifest. How do you get peaceful, by the way? It's something that's recommended for the Brahminical people. Shamadhyama shaucham shantir arjamam evacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma svabhavachan. Chapter 18, text 42. Okay. So that is, we're basically talking about peacefulness, establishing peace within. If you're at peace with yourself, then you won't get angry. If you're at peace with yourself, you won't get angry with other people. And so the idea is to come to terms with yourself and with ourself. How are you? Yeah. And with ourself, there's always so much conflict between man and man, between man and nature, and nation to nation. There's all these kinds of things that Prabhupada had listed that, okay, so here we go with peace. Shamo, Dhammas, that's Dhammas, Tapa, austerity. Shaucham, Shaucham, that means clean. And these are 9 qualities of a Brahminical person, or 9 qualities of people, members of the Bhakti Academy Toronto BAT. Should be. We're aspiring to get there. So the goal is to please the Lord, to make Him happy, then we become happy. The analogy is actually given at least twice in the Bhagavatam. In the 6th canto, for instance, watering the root of the tree. All the leaves and branches get nourished. They get really satisfied. They get happy. When there's a good rain out, all the bushes, all the flowers, they look so happy. Because not only because they've got like a fresh shower on them, but also the water has penetrated down to the root and makes them looking really good. Am I right about that? Have you ever seen happy vegetables, happy trees, happy flowers? It's there. It's very different from a dried up old thing, dry when there's lack of water. So by engaging in devotional service, we're satisfying the lotus feet of the Lord. Let's give another example. It was Sudama that went to see Krishna, and he brought his flat rice and didn't have there was no black salt in it. No ghee, because they couldn't afford it. And yet Krishna noticed that he had been carrying something with him on his long journey. And he said, "What do you have there?" "Oh, it's nothing. "No, you have something there." And he said, No. It's something, and it's for me, isn't it? Yes, and the little tug of war, back and forth. Okay. Krishna got it. But you did this for me, didn't you? Opens up the little pouch, eats it, and he's very satisfied. And when Krishna became satisfied with eating that dry rice, flat rice, the whole universe became satisfied. Now that is a very mystical and magical encounter, but that's really what happens. Isn't it a beautiful story? I think of all the Krishna Leelas, that's my most favorite, most favorite. Just there's so much devotion there, and Krishna was so kind. He also reciprocated with the great endeavor that Sudama made to get to the palace in Dwarka, and Krishna saw him, and the goddess of fortune was there, and Krishna was being looked after, but now he said, now I have to look after this devotee. Sudama, he's Sudama Vipra, he's a Brahminical person, and Brahmins are meant to be looked after. Just like some people, they get crazy about the Pope, that the Pope is, they get reverential, at the Vatican City. And so similarly, for a Brahminical person is very popular. That Brahminical person might even get some paparazzi. In the story of the Kirchhoff Gopinath, and we have Madhavendra Puri, he's like our patron saint. He is, it was detected, like I think we talked about it yesterday. The Pujari saw that there was some kheer set aside, like a cup, like maybe about this big, set aside, and it was the Lord who personally went and took it off the tully, off the tray, when no one's looking. I'm going to put it behind me. Pujari won't notice a thing. So the Pujari didn't notice anything until the Lord spoke in his dream and said, there is some kheer, and it is set aside, and it is for somebody by the name of Madhavendra Puri. Take that kheer, get it off the altar, and deliver it to him. So that's an order from the Lord in the dream. Dreams are powerful, aren't they? Have you had powerful dreams that speak to you? Yes? No? How many people have nightmares sometimes, once in a while? How many people have sweet dreams? Does anybody know Annie Lennox? I just have to do a little plug-in for the pop culture. You can look her up, Annie Lennox. So she was married to a devotee. It didn't last long, but she was all famous all over the world. She had orange hair, and we served her prasadam here. And I made samosas for her and the band. Sweet dreams. Okay. Sweet dreams. Have you found it yet? Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox. Okay. Okay, yeah, Annie Lennox. Okay, so sweet dreams. She's gotten older over the years. She was looking like that when she came here. It was 1983, something like that. Sweet dreams. Can you give us the song Sweet? One of our devotees, Bhavananda Swami. She was traveling around to the temples because she was really into Krishna consciousness. Okay, sweet dreams. Okay. Okay. By the Eurythmics, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you ready? Just to inform you, this is really important data information to share with you. We've had a few celebrities here.
No, it got stuck. The screen got stuck.
Oh, it's stuck. Okay. Yeah, we had Billy Preston here. Has anybody ever heard of him? He's a super famous guy. He was at the temple here. We had a few people like that. That's it. Sweet dreams. Yeah, it's a classic. I remember when I was walking through Prince Edward Island, and there was a radio station right there on the main street, and it was very early in the morning before rush hour even, but it was like a springtime or something. The day was long, and there were guys. They were at the recording studio. They were playing the different music. So this one was on. It was really loud, and only I heard it because no one else was on the street. Anyway, sweet dreams. Everyone's had sweet dreams, and that means dreams that could be prophetic in a positive way. Dreams that are just make you want to stay there. You don't want to leave. You want to stay in bed forever. Oh, this is so sweet. And so sweet dreams are there. Sometimes we have dreams that are not so sweet. But when they are sweet and of a spiritual nature, like has anybody ever dreamt of Prabhupada in their dreams? Prabhupada's been in your dreams? Yeah? Okay. We don't want to make everyone feel bad if you weren't, but maybe there will be a yearning that will set in, a hankering, Hankering for something that's spiritual it's okay, Hankering for something mundane is not okay. And lamenting for something that you once had that you've lost, also not okay. But if you're hankering for something that's of a spiritual nature, Krishna's lotus feet, His special mercy, Prabhupada coming into your dreams. Our indigenous people that lived in this area, they took dreams really serious. Like, if they see like a crow coming in, it meant something auspicious, like a message is given there, that he's trying to say something to you. Crows were considered to be very intelligent animals, according to our native people. Okay, so now we are here in this material world. And there's a nursery rhyme. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. One of Prabhupada's first disciples from New York was Rupanuga. And whenever he'd give a class, he'd oftentimes sing that. I had the good fortune to hear him speak a few times, Row, row, row your boat. So actually, when you're rowing, when you're canoeing, it's probably one of the most gratifying things that you can do to canoe or paddle in a boat on a quiet river when there's no mosquitoes. Honestly, it's one of the most beautiful experiences that you can get. And there's rhythm there, there's freshness in the air, and you never know what you can see in the water nearby, and birds are flying above you, and it's just like such an incredibly wonderful thing. But in the little nursery rhyme, we just say life is a dream, because whatever is of a, let's say, pacifying nature is very temporary and can get us into trouble if we take it too seriously. So life is a dream, life is Maya. Maya means that which is not.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
It's not real.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was kind of unreal what just happened there. That which is not. That's what we mean by Maya. And the demigods, they go through trials and tribulations, just like we do. I'm not going to compare us to them again. They'll go through the dualities of life. They have a lot of opulences. They live in the best neighborhood in the universe. Like when you go to Rosedale, people, they got, If you go the other side, you've got Forest Hill, they got it there too. You go to the Annex, which is just directly east, they got it too. Almost anywhere, apparently in the whole country of Canada, of the 10 richest per capita neighborhoods, we've got 3 or 4 right in this area here. So I'm hoping that we can reach out to these people sometime. When I was a new devotee, one of the things that I recall very well, when we had a cookbook that came out, the Hare Krishna cookbook, that's what people in the neighborhood were buying. Yeah. And they were buying it for $1. Those days were very different. Everything's gone up, inflationary. Yeah. And so it was, it's nice to do that. So sweet dreams, okay. Let's get out of this dream state. Let's deal with reality. And the reality is that there's lots of, anguish, there's lots of suffering, matras, varshas. Tukontiya, shitoshna, sukha-dukkada. Shitoshna, sukha-dukkada. Sukha and dukkha is happiness and distress, right? And did I tell you before we had our restaurant, Hare Krishna restaurant was up the street where there's several elements. Yeah, 5 elements is called, or 7 elements. It's like a two-level restaurant. We owned it while we rented it at the time. And there was a band, they were a blues band, and they were coming around the temple, the members of the band. And so the temple president made a deal with them. Maybe you could play in a restaurant, like live music. And so the band didn't have a name, they played some music. But they played blues music, and jazz, blues and jazz. So one devotee came up with with a name for them. Why don't you call yourselves a Sukaduka band? I mean, it really sounds jazzy. Sukaduka. And so they were playing in the restaurant, and people were liking it. They liked the prasadam. B.B. Govinda Swami was there cooking at the time, and I did once. And the music was playing, and this way we were presenting Krishna consciousness in a manner that was very appealing to the public. We had good food, we had a good restaurant, good part of town, and the music was great. Just a relaxing kind of music, except for the blues. But like the demigods, we seek happiness, and they do live in a good part of town in the universe, and so there's not too much for them to worry about, other than sometimes the thugs come around. Do you know what we're talking about? The thugs?
The demons.
Huh? What's that?
The demons.
Say it again? Yeah, the demons, yes. And they're jealous of the demigods, and they really want to take over. And now the big problem with being relaxed and living in a dream world is that you become very complacent. And complacency is about the worst enemy that any devotee can have. Complacency. I would write it down if I were you. That's practically the worst enemy. Of course, Krishna says, lust is the all-devouring sinful enemy of mankind. But you can take it that this complacency, which means to get too comfortable, is what puts you off guard. It makes you weak. So at one point, the devatas, they were enjoying life in their domain, and they got very weak. And the asuras came, the demons came, and they took over. And even Indra had to leave his seat, and Bali was on the other side. Bali was on the other side of the asuras. So now they were under subjugation, like slaved. They were put into almost like slavery. So immediately Vishnu came to the rescue. And what happened was the Lord was talking to the demigods, because the demigods always go to the Lord for refuge. And then the Lord said, I'm going to tell you some strategy that you must use. And it goes like this. It's like a mantra. Ahi Mushika. And what that means is that mouse, snake. Okay. So what are we to understand from this? If you want to catch a snake, let's say a snake may be caught, and a mouse is caught in the same box, and the mouse makes a negotiation. He says, listen, you can eat me, but the problem is you will die because you have no way of getting out. Why don't we make a truce? Why don't I, with my teeth, gnaw through the wood? I'll make a hole, and we both can escape. Okay? So the snake liked that idea. He thought it was really good. So the mouse went gnawing at the wood, made an aperture big enough that he could fit through, and the snake as well. And so the mouse escaped, and then the snake came through, and he swallowed the mouse still, even though there was some kind of negotiation. So Vishnu was just saying, Ahi Mushika. I better take care of it. Hare Krishna. Giving a class right now. But the devotees here want to say something. They want to say Hari Bol. 1, 2.
Hari.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, good there. Okay, go. So we'll talk a little bit later, okay?
Yes, sure,
Thank you.
Mara.
That's Vachaspati, right? You know him? Okay, where are we? Okay. So Vishnu was giving some great strategy, just like Krishna gave strategy to the Pandavas during the war, you know, all the time. Krishna was giving good ideas for them to follow. So anyways, Ahimushika, you know, snake, mouse, snake. The idea was Indra got together with Bali and said, listen, we know where there's Amrit. Amrit is like nectar. It's like 10,000 times better than anything you can get for booster juice. And, you know, so what's the special thing about the Amrit? The Amrit is supposed to be like an ambrosial nectar. If you drink it, it'll make you practically immortal. And that's what everybody wants. They want to live long. They want to live long and look good while they're living long. Yeah, so they made an arrangement to go to the ocean of milk and churn it with Vasuki around it. Maybe you can give us the picture. The Mount Meru, and underneath was the tortoise incarnation, and on top was Vishnu, sitting on top of the mountain. And on one side there were devatas, and the other side there were asuras, and they were churning this ocean like a big milkshake. It was like that. They were just, you know, going at it, and then another thing that Vishnu gave as a hint, you know, do not weaken. He would say, do not weaken. And he was trying to say, if they want something, let the spoiled brats have what they want. See, when you become a spoiled brat, you weaken. You know, you're very vulnerable. So, anyways, everything went on. They were churning the ocean of milk, and nothing was happening in the beginning. And the asuras were complaining, and they said, you know, this is not fair. You know, the auspicious side of the serpent is at the head, and we got the bad end of the deal. So then the demigods were saying, okay, switch over then. Okay, we switched over. Just to make the baby satisfied, right? You know, so then they went at it. You know, we see Vishnu is actually, that's the tortoise. This is Vishnu, and obviously with the fangs, you can tell these are the bad boys. And but eventually good things did come out, you know. Different gods appeared, like Dhanvantari. Shiva also appeared. Lakshmi appeared. Uchaishrava, Airavata, you know, all the divine carriers, demigods. They all appeared. And first what also came out was poison. Once we did this play, and I had people dressed as poison. We did like a dance. Ooh, ooh. Okay. It was really so much fun, this play was. And we did it for all the GBC members and the devotees in the temple. They just adored it. Okay, so anyways, the story goes on. And in the end, it looked like the Amrit came from a container from Dhanvantari, and one of the demigods took it, you know. And, you know, people are celebrating the Amrit, the Kumbh Mela now in India, right? And it has to do with some of the nectar, you know, falls out, you know. Vishnu appeared as a woman, so there is a case for gender transference, or whatever you want to call it. And you know, so Mohini Murti came and she allured everybody. You know, the demigods had this Amrit now, okay, came in there. So she came to allure them. She grabbed it from Rahu, And then she danced around, everyone's drooling and, all over the place. So it was time now to drink. She was pouring, the Amrit, and one of the demigods came, or the Asuras came to take a lick, and she noticed that he was cheating. He came in. She was cheating, by the way. She was trying to give this nectar to the demigods. So Rahu came, and she released her chakra. His head came off. Hope that was dramatical enough. And it's understood this is a dark planet, that at a certain constellation, when there's a what do you call it, a lunar eclipse, Rahu will come and kind of block the moon for some time. Well, the first time I went to India, we went to the Ganges, and it was very late at night. We all went there, and we saw how Rahu was covering the moon in a few minutes and then leaving the moon. Okay, so anyways, the Amrita went into the hands of the Devatas, and they had regained their posts in the heavenly planets. Okay, so now we should not, get too over-concerned about ephemeral things of this world, because they're part of the bad dream, and we don't want bad dreams. Okay, great. So let's ask for good dreams, and there's a good chance that you might get them. So now we just want to say, maybe you can ask a question or two. What were some of the beautiful things that came out of this Amrit, churning of the ocean? What came? Apart from the Amrit. Yes.
Goddess Lakshmi, Dhanvantari.
Lakshmi came, who else?
Elephant.
The elephant, yeah. Airavata.
I think Surpika.
Surpika. Which one is that?
Yeah, the Vishnu.
Was that?
The Vishnu.
Oh, yes. Okay. Surabhi. Is that what you said?
Yes.
I thought you said something else. It's okay. Yeah, there were many other treasures, and so Lakshmi came, of course. And who else came? Nostubajul, okay. Okay. Any other personalities?
Dhanvantari.
Hmm?
Dhanvantari.
The goddess Varmani, the goddess of fire and water.
Okay.
The god of light.
Shiva, he came out of that too. Yeah. Okay, generally it's understood there's happiness up there. They have Somarasa up there. And you can enjoy, devotees, when they first heard about Somarasa, they wanted to get a clarification from Prabhupada. He said, it is, hundreds of times stronger than LSD. All right.
The moon
So,
also.
huh?
The moon.
Huh?
The moon.
The moon.
Damun.
Okay. These pronunciations here are really interesting. Okay, so we want to leave a little time for you, Prabhu, so we let you hear the piece of music, and I can hear that. Sweet dreams. Are there any questions or comments, Prabhu? Yes.
Maharaj, Lakshmi, Lord Shiva, had they not been existing before this journey?
Yeah, apparently so, but they do make different appearances. We know how Shiva appeared, from the brow of Brahma. Yeah. So they make different entrances. They make different appearances, just like famous people. They come and go here and there, and the paparazzi's following them, and they're in New York, and then they're in Paris, and they get around. Is everything okay?
Yes, Maharaj.
You're getting around, are you?
I just have to make space for Vishaka.
Oh, okay. That's great that she's coming. Okay, anything else, Prabhus? Yes, in regards to this story.
Maharaj, you were talking about complacency, that complacency is the worst enemy of devotee. So how to not become complacent in our practices?
Oh, how do we, well, when we get complacent, it usually has to do with the fact we're just too relaxed. And so prayer usually does help. Please, my Lord, don't let me get lazy. And Prabhupada also, sent a letter out there, no lazies, no crazies. He didn't want those kind of people to stay in our temples, right? So it's a matter of being alert, being very attentive to all that's going on, being very attentive to what you're doing. And definitely keeping busy is a big thing. Just keeping very busy. Don't get slack. Don't get lackadaisical, because that's tamagun. Prabhupada was quite serious. There was some devotees, they were just in the hallway, and they were just talking, just kind of casual. And Prabhupada heard them and he saw them and said, what are they doing? Why are they not doing, why are they not busy? How is it they have this casual time, in other words. So he wanted us to be very, very occupied. And then once that's the case, nothing can fit in. Nothing, Maya won't make its way in. Just like, say, Prabhu, Antariksha, he put this up to the brim with water. That's why it spilled over. I'm not saying you're a bad man. But if it gets filled right to the brim, right to the point that if you have some ink and you drop, it'll spill over. See, that's how tight it is. That's how tight should be our devotional service. We're so entrenched. We are so absorbed that there's no room for Maya. So you got to keep yourself busy. That's all. And as soon as you feel that Maya is slipping in, then start praying. Look for it. Go for help. Chant. Chant and be happy. Okay, one more. Or two more.
Maharajji, like it was mentioned that demigods are the directors of material world. Somewhere our lives are dependent on them or being controlled by them. Like Brahma is giving birth to all the entities here, and Yamraj is making sure that everyone gets what they deserve according to their karmas. So isn't it a devotional service for Lord that they are doing?
They are doing some service, for sure.
Still they have to take human form to get delivered.
Yes, we're in the same boat again. I'd like to compare us to them. They have some universal responsibilities. They're cosmic dignitaries. That's what they are. And they all are in charge of a department. One time Prabhupada said that Indra's in charge of the watering department. And then some devotees snickered. They were laughing. I said, do not laugh. This is very serious. Very serious. Prabhupada would chastise sometimes. Yeah. So they are doing a service, yeah. But they still have lots of desires. They're a little bit like, most of them are Kshatriya-like. That means they got a lot of passion in them. Indra, for instance, is an example. Brahma, maybe a little less so, because Brahma takes more of a Brahminical disposition. But usually demigods are Kshatriya-like. That means they have a lot of passion, they got a lot of oomph, like this. So as long as the demigods, and they run into problems with Krishna, and then they realize, I can't mess with Krishna. I'm not going to mess with them. I'm going to leave him alone. So they've learned some lessons the hard way. And these are some considerations. Comes to the demigods. They are our friends, but sometimes they oppose the Lord. They oppose the Lord. They try to give Krishna a little bit of a hard time. And so how do we see them? How do we view them? Well, again, they're devotees. Look what's happening in this chapter here. right in this chapter. They're doing so much glorification. You are our hero. We love you. Okay. I remember Donald Trump, when he made that attack at the Capitol building. I don't know what's the matter with this man. But he said, we love you. And the others all recorded. After they made an attack. Can you imagine? Okay. So anything else? Is it time for sweet dreams? You've got to do.
Maharaj, you were mentioning the name of the mountain was?
Sumeru.
Sumer.